Have you ever noticed there seems to be two types of people out there? Those who are on time and those who are going to be just a few minutes late. Regardless of which group you're from, let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk because I'd like to provide you with a little bit of perspective on this particular issue.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
Let's begin with a warning. Having a lunch with Rob can be hazardous, or perhaps to be more accurate, it can make you a living transition to a podcast. And so the story begins. The other day, I met a friend for lunch at a designated time and place. I had planned a very busy day, but I really liked my friend and the restaurant we were to meet at, and I couldn't wait to break bread. I was on time, but my friend was late. As I sat at the table, dodging the polite stares from my waiter, wondering when my guest would arrive, my mind drifted to a story that took place many years ago. Cue the dream sequence music. I was 21 years old, selling insurance, speeding down the Rockville Pike in Maryland on my way to a client meeting, when I was about to get the lesson of my life called being on time. I knew I had a 9 a.m. appointment, and it meant unpredictable traffic, but chances were good that I could weave my way there without too much of a problem. As I was getting ready to leave, I let time get away from me with one extra phone call I wanted to make, but I didn't really have to make it. So I left just a little bit late, and I almost pulled it off. As I slid into the waiting room, I looked down at my watch. I noticed I was 5 minutes late. Not bad. I thought to myself, considering the traffic and the maze of construction that I'd circumvented, I did pretty well. A moment later, my client, a rather pompous lawyer, came from around the corner, not that there's anything wrong with lawyers, and walked me back to my office. He made a quick comment about me being 5 minutes late, and the meeting began. I was on my game as I went through the various policies that my client had expressed an interest in a few days earlier on the phone when we set up the appointment. He seemed interested and he seemed pleased. That's when he knocked my legs out from under me. Everything you've said makes sense, and I'm going to move forward with this purchase. Unfortunately, I'm not going to move forward with you. As a matter of fact, I'll never buy anything from you. And do you know why? You were 5 minutes late. Before I could get to my story about the traffic and the Rockville Pike, he continued. You're going to walk out of here and you're going to convince yourself what a terrible person I am and how you have a really good excuse as to why you were late. Now, you might not believe this, but once you get done cursing my name, you'll realize I did you a huge favor today, because I don't think you'll ever be late again for an appointment. He was right on all accounts. I did think he was a terrible person, and I did recite my perfectly good excuses as to why I was late, and I did curse his name all the way back to my car, and he did do me a huge favor. Over 30 years later, I've never been late again. I'm not late for a seminar or an appointment or a meeting with a friend. It just doesn't matter. I'm not late, ever. Now, let me answer your next question before you shout, how is that possible? I'll tell you how it's possible. I've never been late for a seminar because no matter what the distance, I plan for extra time for travel. If it requires air travel, I'm not only there the day before, but I'm on an early flight the day before. I watch weather patterns, and if there's a winter storm in play, I'm out 2 days before. My seminars are that important to me. I've never been late for an appointment because I was born and raised in the Washington metropolitan area, and I'm fully aware of the traffic nightmares that go with living here. That's why I'm typically 15 to 20 minutes early when I'm meeting someone. My appointments are that important to me. I've never been late for a lunch with a friend because I treat those meetings just like I treat a business appointment. My friends are that important to me. There's always more you can do before you leave your home or office. There are more emails to write, calls to make, bills to pay, but at a designated time to ensure you are on time, you have to leave. When you do this, you'll understand why, when others are late to a meeting and launch into their excuses regarding traffic or emails or phone calls or whatever caused them to be late, will mean nothing to you. As a matter of fact, I believe the excuses will almost sound insulting to you. I always laugh to myself when I hear a person tell me, I just can't seem to get anywhere on time. Really? If I told you that the appointment you set for tomorrow had the potential to dramatically change your life in a positive way, but if you're 1 second late, the deal is off, would you be late? Not only would you not be late, you would carefully map out your moves to ensure you arrived early. Why can't you apply this level of discipline to all your appointments? Are you intending to tell the person you're meeting that the things you do on a daily basis are more important than the things they do, or that you don't really respect them? Being late is not some kind of prison you can't escape from. It's a decision. I suppose it doesn't sound like a lot of fun to meet with me for lunch or an appointment, but you could think of it this way. If you ever meet with me, I will do everything I can to be on time. By doing that, I make sure you know that your time is every bit as valuable as my time. That's not so terrible, is it?
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.